What's it like living here?
It's alright, it's just rubbish.
Oh, the shops are pound shops and everything now, eh?
Majority of jobs in the town are part-time.
Packing boxes and factories and stuff like that.
Needs an influx of something to give the younger people something in the town, you know. Whereas there just appears to be nothing. And for all the years that I've lived here, nobody's ever come up with any big ideas.
Well,
Of course we have, yeah. I'm still swithering it, but swithering towards yes.
I've been here before.
To Glen Rothes.
I like it here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're going to move up?
We'll see. What happens in September?
Yeah.
Galloway's Just Say No tour began late last year and it'll run all the way to September's referendum.
If it hadn't been for the disillusion, mass disillusion, sowed by the New Labour years, the SNP wouldn't have been within a sniff of being in power here.
But it is a paradox that I, who was expelled out of the Labour Party in my constituency in Glasgow, abolished, might be the man to save their bacon.
It's a bit quiet, Ron.
You have nothing to do with Better Together at all?
Nothing. Alistair Darling is in a joint campaign with the Conservatives, which I could never do. And it's a kind of Union Jack campaign. I'm not against Scottish independence because I love the British state. I don't love either of them. I'm against Scottish independence because I think it's against the interests of working people on both sides of what is not now but would become a border.
Are you getting a picture of us?
What?
The best ever. Caribbean.
You coming to the meeting?
I am.
Yeah. You and me both.
What of the idea that if one set of the people on the rough end of what you and I would call neoliberalism has a chance to at least step away from it, right? They should seize it with both hands. And the crude way of putting that in political terms is you vote for independence, no more Tory governments ever.
You're not going to get socialism in one country with 5.2 million people, with a Thatcherite neighbour next door. The Scottish government, read the book, they've already declared they're going to cut corporation tax by 3% on companies. And the Tories in England would do the same. And the SNP in Scotland would have to cut more. And thus begins a race to the bottom for working people on both sides of the border. And the problems of neither place will be solved by splitting the country up. They'll be made worse.
What hope do you offer within a unionist argument to a place like this?
We need a real Labour government on both sides of the border. Not just a Labour government, but a real Labour government. And that's what I'm fighting for.
To which someone like me might respond, well, good luck with that.
Well, I'm trying my best. Come and join me. They say you play the roughest hall twice in your career, once on the way up and once on the way down. It's good to be back. Is that okay? There's no shortcut to changing the political, economic nature of our society. But not only will it not be a shortcut, it will take us back.
No, it's a cliche, but frankly, a bus driver in Bathgate has got more in common with a bus driver in Bradford than either of them do with the guy that owns the bus they're driving, who happens to be Brian Suter, who happens, as the owner of Stagecoach, to be the man bankrolling the independence campaign. Why do you think he's doing that? Because he wants a socialist Scotland?
During his 90-minute performance, Galloway roars his contempt for the modern SNP and also peers back through the mists of history to its supposed great betrayal of 1979.
Swaying in the non-existent breeze, staggered their way in with Thatcher to the Tory lobby to bring down the Callaghan government. And what was the result? Bathgate no more, Linwood no more, mines no more, steel industry no more. So don't talk to me about Tories.
Can you tell me why you're such a staunch Labour? I'm a staunch Labour. Labour were in power for 13 years. Can you tell us what they did for this country? They did absolutely nothing.
The national minimum wage is not of any interest.
Yes, it is. And it was coming...
Well, you forgot it. The Scottish Parliament you now want to make independent, you wouldn't have if it wasn't for the Labour government introducing it. You gave me that, that's two you gave me, that's two swipes. This is reminding me of that conversation about what did the Romans ever do for us. So I'm grateful. Thank you very much indeed.
The Bear Together campaign is insipid, and you need the sparkle that he's got and the conviction and no answer. I mean, it's just no.
I came here for a different look, possibly a different argument to know, and it's just the same old story. Too wee, too poor, too stupid. It's that we can't do it on our own, and we're perfectly capable.
So you're even more likely to vote?
Oh, yeah.
It's about time we had some intelligent debate about this.
That's why I started this, because I thought I'm actually going mad listening to this.
It's banal. Emotions were telling me to vote no, but I didn't have all the arguments in my head straightened out. What happened to me tonight, the penny just dropped. We went through the miners' strike in 1984. It was that point about solidarity between working people. And I feel that a yes vote is creating a false division.
Can we take a selfie?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you. I'll tweet it to you.
From Gorgeous George in Glenrothes to Desperate Dan in Dundee. This used to be a Labour city, but it's now seen as an SNP stronghold. It's also somewhere where people talk about a sense of optimism and affluence, but you don't have to look too hard to find signs of the kind of poverty and inequality that sit at the heart of the whole independence debate.
It's not a quantity thing, it's quality we're after. Good discussion with people, discuss the possibilities of independence, okay?
We're here to meet people from the organisation Radical Independence, who share George Galloway's antipathy to neoliberalism, but think the best way out of it is to vote yes.
You know, Scotland's the most energy-rich country in the EU, and yet there's folk around here who can't afford to keep their houses warm in the winter. You know, that's a national disgrace, it's a scandal, and it doesn't really need to be like that.
This is a life-changing game for everybody, for everybody's better, for my kids' future. And this is what should drive everybody here.
So you never canvassed or door knocked to any of that?
Never,
before?
never
Time?
before.
Well, this is sometimes what grassroots politics looks like up close.
Evening, dude. How are you doing?
Hello, good.
We're giving you a chat regarding, Scotland, Scotland's independence.
Are you registered to vote?
No, I don't want to be either.
Is this a survey?
It's just a conversation.
One no, two undecided, one fellow who didn't want to know anything at all. What keeps you going?
Oswald?
Yeah.
Spirit, belief,
Yeah, of course.
opportunity, a future. My kids.
You've still got people who are apathetic, no question. And they've got to be encouraged to believe that things can happen for better, you know, that's our job. That's our job. We've got to take this opportunity because we're not going to get another opportunity this good. The traditional line is Scotland, you're too wee, too poor, and well, just a bit too daft to run your own affairs. But I think people have begun to waken up to the fact that we're a rich country, we can do a better job on our own.
I can see the pros and cons. I think more than anything that's what's keeping the wife sort of dithering as the con side. There are a few big companies that have decided to up sticks and work.
Yeah, the opportunity's there, you know, and because Scotland's a very rich country, you know, other companies like that who are their job is to make profit, are they going to walk away from a really rich country, you know?
No, decided.
It's a big discussion for the whole country, and that's what we need to do.
It's a big discussion for everybody.
In talking about a fairer, more equal, more sustainable Scotland and all that, is there a danger it sounds dreamy and utopian, do you think? And the answer, people's instinctive answer is, good luck with that.
I tend to think that politics has been without vision for too long, and it's just been a question of administering capitalism, I suppose. I don't think nobody's saying that independence will be a panacea tomorrow. It's a long process to build a better society. I think the idea here is that instead of selling ourselves out to inward investment, we try and build our own economy from the grassroots with more community ownership, more workers' cooperatives, more community cooperatives, and actually, as is done in the Basque Country, and actually show that there's a different way. There's a different way of organising your economy. I think if we can do that in a few years, we can show that we've transformed Scotland, and the other Scotland that we talk about has become possible. Then maybe people in England will think, well, look at Scotland. Maybe another England's possible too.
So let's race to the bottom. It's sort of
it's a race to the top.
A gradual climb to
it's
the
a
top.
gradual climb to the top. It's a nice way to put it. Somebody's got to make a start.
11 not in, 5 yeses, 2 not voting.
We've got 6 yeses, 5 noes, 6 don't knows.